Hi all. Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. All right, we're going to start off with this picture. I hope I'm saying it right. This is the Moraine Lake in Canada. Once again, this is one of those photos where you wish you could just step through and just stand there for 5 minutes, breathing in what you know is going to be nothing but fresh, fabulous air. You know what I mean? You know it. Love these. Well, I have had a really good reaction to the diet recipe that I put up. And everybody's been asking for that recipe. So here it is in a nutshell. 1 pound of the lowest fat meat you can get. 2 cans of corn, doesn't matter the name brand. 2 cans of chopped tomatoes, doesn't matter the name brand. 1 can of the tomatoes with the green chilies, doesn't matter the brand. 2 cans of red kidney beans. 2 cans of pinto beans. Hi, Finn. Yes, I see you. 1 package of the ranch dressing and 1 package of the taco seasoning mix. That's the entire recipe. Somebody is like, I don't know if I can do this. Finn, where'd you go? He's over there. Now he's over there. He doesn't want to be on camera. He's being camera shy this morning. And now he's tapping my leg. What do you want? What do you want? You always tap my leg when you want something. Okay, so anyway, getting back to it. I'm going to show you something else that I usually have for breakfast. And this is how I do it. You guys seem to be enjoying the new format. We're still showing those fabulous pictures at the beginning. I'm still giving you a little bit of my food. Now, as a disclaimer, let me just say, I'm not telling you what to eat. I'm not telling you what to cook. I'm only telling you what worked for me with my diet journey. Okay? So, watch this. And again, I'm just a retired nurse, okay? That's all, just a retired nurse. I'm not telling people what to eat or what not to eat. This are the protein shakes that I use from Costco. As you can see, it's plant-based. It has a lot of protein, almost no sugar. I happen to like the chocolate. Vanilla's good too, but here's what I noticed. It's 170 calories for 2 scoops, 2 heaping scoopfuls. So if you put 1 scoop in, that's 85 calories, and then a cup of almond milk, then you're looking at 115 calories, and you just mix it in a blender and eat it. It's delicious. So that's another thing that I eat for breakfast. Okay, let's get into the news for today. We're starting off with good news this morning. Lady Louise received her A-levels and she is going to go off to college. She will be going to St. Andrews University in September. That is the same school that William and Catherine attended together. I think that's absolutely fabulous. Now, we do know that Louise studied at St. Mary's School, Ascot, which is a Roman Catholic independent day and boarding school. And for her exams, she chose English, history, politics, and drama. Now, a lot of the royals take gap years. William did that, and he went to Belize and then to Chile. And Harry also did that. He took a gap year as well. So it'll be interesting to see what she chooses to do. Now, besides the whole school thing, she also has to choose how she's going to style herself. She and her brother are both eligible for full royal titles as the grandchildren of the sovereign. Now, when they were first born, Edward and Sophie just made them, Lord and Lady. They stayed away from the prince and princess thing. And Sophie said that they brought them up with the understanding that they're likely going to have to work for a living. So they decided no HRH. But the kids, apparently they're leaving it up to the kids to make that decision. I think Sophie is a smart woman. I think she'll make the right decision. All right, moving on to some of your comments. Julie Rocket Queen pointed out that she hadn't even considered that Harry and Meghan were doing the half in, half out royal thing until I pointed it out. That this is their 3rd trip to Europe this year alone. Yep, that's just my thought process. Moving on. Dawn agrees with what I had said. Had they left the royal family and been kind, gracious, and uplifting with a positive relationship, they might have had a very different experience. And I completely agree. Completely. And Mary, contrary on the bottom there, said, wait a minute, the Sussex Squad account has been removed from Twitter. I checked, and you are right. To be fair, I don't follow the Sussex Squad. I don't spy on the Sussex Squad. I really just don't bother with the Sussex Squad. So whether they're on Twitter or not doesn't affect me one little bit. But you are right, they are suspended. Question is it a permanent or just temporary? Guess we'll find out. Now, the next thing that came up was Angela Levin put this up and said, it can't be true that Harry and Meghan want to renew their wedding vows in the United States, and it'll be a second honeymoon too, and who will they invite? But when you think about it, they have no content for Netflix. They're in serious trouble. So because they're in serious trouble, they're willing to do anything to try to get the clicks. So yeah, I don't doubt that they're going to do that. I mean, that smacks of desperation. I mean, you had a wedding for $34 million and it's only been 4 years and you're already doing a vow renewal. That's a little scary. I mean, it almost makes me feel like maybe Harry is losing, maybe Meghan's missing her grip on Harry. You know what I'm saying? He's starting to realize what's going on. We all saw what happened at the UN with her grabbing his hand, and as soon as she did, he got nervous and started bouncing his leg, and he looked very unhappy. Wonder if she's needing to do that, because unless she does that, she's losing her grip on him. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. So with all that said, the puff pieces are starting to come out that Harry and Meghan are more in love than they ever were. And they're just proud of everything. And they want to have another ceremony to underline that. What? The puff pieces are saying Harry sees the beautiful corners of the United States and he's hit the jackpot by landing an American as his soulmate. Yeah, from the pictures showing of his face, which we're going to get to in a few minutes, I just don't see that. And they're saying that the kids are going to have a special role. Now, here's the interesting part. This article actually also says that they're only planning to invite one family member, and that would be Doria. They're not going to invite any of Harry's family. They're not going to invite any of Meghan's family. Only Doria. And a close handful group of their close friends like Catherine and David Foster and, the Jonases and, I just, sorry, I don't see that. I just don't see it. If any of that happens, it will be strictly for Netflix content and to squash any rumors that Harry is unhappy. I'm telling you. And with that being said, these pictures are popping up all over Twitter. Harry's in Africa. Well, he very well may be. Maybe, that's his go-to place when he's having issues. Maybe he really is having so many issues that he needed to get away to Africa to get away from Meghan. It's possible. It's absolutely possible. But that particular picture, as you can see, is from 2019. So then this picture came up. Now, let me bring your attention to a couple of things. First of all, yes, that's the same hat from 2019. Number two, look at his left arm, which would be the arm to the right. Somebody photoshopped it's so small, it's like a child's arm. And the same thing with his right leg. Definitely not the right size. So I double checked, and yes, Harry is in Africa. Why would he be in Africa? My guess would be content for Netflix. Again, they're scrounging for content so that they can fulfill their obligation, which they haven't been able to do. As you can see from the above photo, he flew in on a private jet. Is anybody surprised? I wonder what the carbon footprint for that flight was. And look at the bag that the man on the right has. Cameraman. Yes, they're going to be filming some footage for Netflix. Now, he has flown there by himself, no children, no Meghan, which, like I said, he might have been going there because that's his go-to place when he has stress and mental issues. He loves Africa. But here's the big thing that I did notice. Look at the smile. That is not one of the fake smiles. That's one of his genuine smiles. He's in Africa, he's by himself, and he looks like he couldn't be any happier. Good for him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think he's a woke joke jerk. But, any time away from Meghan where he can recover his thought processes, you know what I'm saying, is a win for him, in my opinion. I feel so bad for him sometimes. On the other hand, I don't feel so bad for him when these stories come up because, number one, he flew in yet again on a private jet. Number two, he's staying in a luxurious, top-of-the-line, ridiculous, expensive hotel. They're saying that this place has the best accommodations. There's an infinity pool overlooking the beach. So times like this, no, I don't feel sorry for him. So for those of you who are wondering exactly what Harry was doing there, he is the spokesperson as president of African Parks, and he co-hosted a group of U.S. officials, conservationists, and philanthropic people to tour wildlife and natural areas. Now, apparently, they didn't get any attention, so somebody leaked it. Now, for those of you wanting to know which U.S. officials were there, remember, Omid is not their spokesperson and doesn't really have contact and doesn't know them, but of course he has this information. It was Senator Chris Coons. Yes, that's one of the U.S. officials that was there. I think Mr. Coons might be out of a job when it comes time for re-election. Yep. I guess he's not too worried either about, danger, even though there's a travel advisory. Right. So going back to look at the difference between his real smile and his fake smile, that really got me because when I look at this picture of Harry, that is a genuine smile. And then here he is in church with Meghan. Here he is sitting on a couch with Meghan. Here he is on a tour with Meghan. You see a pattern? Here he is in the UN with Meghan. Now, here he is at polo with Meghan. And here he is at polo without Meghan. That is his genuine smile. And that's why I say when I see this smile above, which I just showed you a minute ago, that is his genuine smile. He is genuinely happy in these photos where Meghan is not around. I'm telling you guys, I think he realizes already that he's made a big mistake, but he's now married with 2 young children and he's not going to leave them in her care and custody, so he's going to suck it up. Oh my. Moving on. The stories are coming out that Meghan is quite bitter and upset because she failed to create a, quote, woke royal family. I don't think it's the royal family. I think she's upset because she wanted her own court. She wanted to be like queen of her own court. She wanted an alternative royal family in the United States. It has not happened. We all know what happened. She attacked the royal family, and that was basically the end of it. She wanted to modernize the family, but you can't do it overnight. That's what she tried to do, and it was a big fat bomb. And I believe that that's one of the reasons why she's clinging to those titles so strongly with both hands and making sure they're still affiliated with the royal family at all times. Just my personal opinion. All right, let's move on. Now, this next article that came out was from Dan Wooten, and what he said is, why should Charles and William pander to Harry on his upcoming vanity tour of Britain? Yes, that's correct. It is a vanity tour. That's all it is. There is zero chance of reconciliation with the autobiography coming out. I completely agree. People at the palace are angry and disgusted at the highest levels because Harry was warned what would happen if he went ahead with this autobiography, and he's going forward with it. So for William, it's the final straw. It's the final nail in the coffin. And for Charles, who really has tried to remain magnanimous in the face of all this public criticism from his son, he's finally decided that, he's done. He's really done. He knows what Harry's going to do to Camilla in that book. So because of that, lower ranked royals are now in open revolt about what's going on and are making their feelings very clear behind the walls of the palace. Even Harry's former allies, the article says, Zara Phillips and Mike Tyndall, are becoming highly critical of their standoffish, haughty, arrogant attitude during their last visit for the Platinum Jubilee. The article points out that Harry was, it was understood that there was no going back after the Sandringham summit. It was made to understood that that's the way it is. But the Sussexes are now discovering that the U.S. interest in them is decreasing, and their proximity to the royal family in Britain is becoming more distant. Their deals are failing, and it's all going down the tubes. Really, seriously, it is. And the royal family asked for Harry's autobiography privately before it's released. And they're saying that Harry's not going to let it out. So therefore, they're saying there's zero chance of any kind of reconciliation. And you can't really blame the royal family for that now, can you? All right, one more thing I want to touch on. Well, two things actually, but they're the same topic. One is this well child. I showed you this. Well, one of my followers put up a comment saying that this company, Well Child, is a business, not a charity, and that the CEO and her daughter are paid huge salaries. Wow, that was a shocker. Now, I looked online repeatedly and could not find the salaries listed for the CEO or her daughter. Somebody else may have access, I don't, but I have no doubt that they make excellent salaries. And another person, Lutz, pointed out that One Young World is also a business, and as a result, they'll use that money that they get to pay for Harry and Meghan to come, pay for their plane, pay for their hotel, etc., etc. So every time I think about them flying over for this, I think about this picture of Harry, old enough to know better, and mocking and making fun of a special needs person. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to finish this video with pictures of Finn giving you a look into his soul, is what I like to call it, because his eyes are just so expressive, I think. When you look at them, you literally can just see the love pouring out of that face. You know what I mean? Can't you guys see that? Because I know I do. All right. Don't forget to leave your comments. Don't forget to double check and make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you know when everything goes up, okay? Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter, Getter, Rumble. You can email me. For those who have donated to my coffee fund and through the thanks button, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.